Hey, just a warning. While Fuller House is a family show, the Fullest House podcast is not. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the Fullest House podcast, where we have to pick a team name. Good time, boys. What should our name be?
I suggest Fernando.
I suggest Fernando's with a Z.
Team Fernando. Though, could I throw out Team Mark?
Guys, no, guys. You know what? I think we gotta just keep it simple. I mean, like, we call ourselves the Good Time Boys, so we should probably just stick with that. But we should add in the Good Time Boys with a Z because Harrison suggested that, and I really like that suggestion. So thank you, Harrison.
Thank you, Zach. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. See, it's a team effort. You know, we gotta.
The Good Time Boys with a Z.
Good Time Boys with a Z for Zach.
You know what? I'm here for it.
I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz, better known as the Z in Good Time Boys.
And I'm the H in the... So, from the Good Time Boys.
And I'm too cool for it.
What's wrong, Mark?
I think it's really lame.
Is there no M in the Good Time Boys, huh? You feel...
actually,
Yeah, wait.
Actually, that's wrong. I'm Mark Greene.
Hold on a minute.
I'm the G.
Hold on a minute.
Good time. Two things, Zach. Two things, Zach. Two things.
Okay.
There is an M.
Okay.
In Good Time Boys.
Listen. For the context of the people who are watching this, we are filming this episode very late at night.
Also, to be fair, other context, Zach is very stupid.
That too. It is well known in the Fullest House canon that I am an idiot.
We're all idiots in our own way.
We're not real strong right now. It's a high bar.
Oh boy. We're throwing words of fire on this podcast.
Guys, it's DJ's 40th birthday.
Yeah, 40th birthday. And they are pulling out all the stops. Timmy and Stephanie, they're getting all the 40th birthday trademarks.
Yep. They've got ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
They've got wine.
Ooh. Because
DJ is gonna be sad.
Yeah, I mean, everyone gets sad on their 40th birthday.
It is important to note, though, Kimmy's like, I got all these different flavors of ice cream. I got DJ's favorite and my other favorite. And Steph's like, so you just bought a bunch of ice cream for you? And Kimmy's like, well, I bought the wine for you. And Steph's like, thanks, because Steph is a mess. Yeah. I like that it continues. I remembered a harsh reset of Steph's character in season 1, where at first she's like cool and rebellious, partying, etc., and famous DJ, and then she just becomes a normal person. But apparently she goes from hard partying, cool and famous DJ to still an absolute mess, just no longer a famous DJ. Yeah. And I think that's important.
It's like when you look at like behind the music videos and you find out that like the leader of a band from the 50s like was a janitor in his middle ages. Yeah. You're like, oh no, that's sad.
Stephanie Tanner was a children's entertainer and later a mother, and she never stopped drinking all the alcohol. That's true. Stephanie Tanner's feud with Sudsy the Clown is historic in that it's the shortest, weirdest feud there has ever been. Just a full-grown woman fighting with a clown, and the clown using mob tactics to get back at her.
Oh my god.
Just full weird. I don't think that's how clowns work.
No.
Is that... Yeah.
On to the actual plot.
We should also point out that, you know, they bought wine and ice cream and everything because DJ's obviously going to be so sad.
Right, yes.
That she's getting older, her impending death. But guys, DJ is pumped about her impending death.
Yeah. She's
like, yay, I'm 40.
Yep. She's really excited.
Guys, I got some IMDb trivia for you and some heavy spoilers. Because at the time of this episode, Candace Cameron Bure was already 43 years old. I know. I'm
Oh
sorry
my-
for this. I'm
Oh my
sorry for the
God.
spoiler. This is marked as a spoiler on IMDb.
Oh my god. How am I supposed to trust anything that happens in the show ever again?
And here's another one.
And there's more?
There's another one that also relates to DJ being 40.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in season 3, episode 17, Fours in a Fog, you both are familiar with this.
Yes.
Danny comments on how his little girl looks great, and she replies, "You realize I'm 40 with 3 kids." Meaning
What?
DJ must have been rounding up.
Back then in that season?
Yeah, in season 3, she says she's 40, and then along with the fact that her 39th birthday was in season 2, which shows that the seasons don't actually represent years, even though it's mentioned that repeatedly this season that Kimmy and Stephanie had been living with DJ for 5 years.
Wait a second. So what time is it?
Couple
This
things
is bizarre.
It's better if you don't
things
ask. I'd imagine it's like one of those mom things where it's like, my mom's been 29 I'm 22 for 22 years. So
Yeah, I was about to say they make a big deal about how Kimmy's lying about her age in this episode. I think what we're finding out is that DJ has also been lying about her age.
or
Jesus Christ.
Or time loop.
time traveler. Yes.
Or
Time loop.
Time loop.
DJ suffered a horrific head injury that's given her anterograde amnesia. So every year she wakes up and she doesn't know she's.
It's like
she's
a weird ass
growing older
Groundhog
and
Day
older.
where every day is her 40th birthday.
God.
Or
It's
What?
Christmas again.
there was a gas leak in the entire house. Everyone was affected with some sort of brain injury thing. I'm allowed to say I had meningitis when I was a kid. I'm allowed to say brain injury. It's PC.
Yes, the old Community season 4 excuse.
Exactly. There was a gas leak, and that explains the entirety of the show.
Yes.
Oh no.
You do not get a Fernando without a gas leak.
It takes place in the mind of Michelle in a coma.
Michelle just Michelle just has a snow globe, and inside is the
And
full.
that's why she doesn't appear in any of the episodes.
Oh my gosh. Yes,
It's
of
like,
course.
I love how, because we've been watching Fuller House, we have to constantly remind ourselves that Steph and DJ have a third sister.
Yep. Kimmy
right.
Gibbler, she's their surrogate sister.
Yes,
No.
that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, anyways, now Steve comes in, and Steve's like, "Hey, DJ, I got a good surprise for you for your 40th birthday. So you know how your favorite show is The Amazing Race?" And DJ's like, "Actually, I forget what she said, but it wasn't The Amazing Race."
Some
And
like
Steve's
HGTV show, I think.
And Steve's like, "You know how your favorite show is The Amazing Race, right, DJ?" Well, anyways, I made an Amazing Race style race for your birthday, and you guys are going to compete against the boys and see who's going to win.
It's guys versus girls in this season of DJ's 40th birthday's Amazing Race, created by Dr. Stephen Hale.
Steve printed out t-shirts and everything.
Yep.
DJ gets like super into the material that the shirt is made out of. And then he says that the guy shirts are made out of a
organic
different material that is more easily flammable, which
Yep.
like
That seems like a weird investment to get
Yeah.
2 sets of shirts
It's like-
from different
Yeah.
providers.
Can you imagine Steve like pointing this out and like, "Hey, you know what would be really funny if for DJ's 40th birthday, I set Fernando on fire."
Well, maybe it's part of the gift. He's like, not only am I organizing this event for you, I'm also putting you slightly at an advantage because the boys might catch on fire.
Oh, yeah. He
It's
does
part of
say
the
later
gift.
on
Yeah.
that there is no chance they will win this race. So,
Yeah.
Although
which, like,
I will say,
fair on their own, but yeah, maybe he was trying to kill
although I
them.
will say, look,
God.
I mean, we may be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here, but like, yeah, sure, the girls end up winning the episode, but the guys ended up winning in our hearts.
Yeah. Well,
That's
here's the
true.
thing. Here's the thing. We don't want to sound like misogynists, but the second Steve said it was boys versus girls, we went, "Oh, we're team boys all the way." Not because of misogyny, but just because team boys is going to be Fernando, Matt, Jiminy Gibbler.
Yes. Well, it's a 3v3, so it's just those 3.
Yeah.
But they go in, they get started. Steve has like this big opening ceremony type thing. And I just want to say this scene is the first of many where, like, honestly, I love the guys' energy in this episode. They are so pumped for this race. They give it 110%, and I am here for it all the time.
They do not know what they are doing at all.
Yes.
But they are entirely enthusiasm.
Oh, it's so good.
If there's a ratio of enthusiasm to skill, it's just off the charts.
It's off the charts. But yeah, so Steve brings everybody in for this little like welcome
but also
yes.
One more really important point, genuinely important. After Steve tells DJ that they're doing an amazing race thing, he says he has a big surprise for her at the end of the race. And Stephanie and Kimmy think that Steve is going to propose to DJ. So we immediately said, Steve is not going to propose to DJ.
Yeah.
Of course not.
It's one of those things that becomes like more and more obvious the entire length of the show. Yeah. And we've gotten so good at predicting the show. We're just like immediately, it's not going to happen. It's not
going to. Rules of storytelling. They're like, it's definitely going to happen. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
We know for a fact, both because we're not idiots and because we know we
hey, speak for yourself, Harrison. I thought there was no M in Good Time Boys earlier.
Yeah, Harrison, that was really insensitive. Just lying about Zach like that.
I said I'm not going to get over the fact that I said it so confidently. I said that so confidently too.
There's no M in Good Time Boys.
I
can't get over it.
It's been a long week for me, guys.
To be fair to Zach, I wasn't going to question it. I was going to make a joke about how my last name starts with a G and Good Time Boys starts with a G. But then it hit me as well what had happened. And it became more fun to call Zach an idiot.
Yeah, I feel like that's as a Zach myself. I think calling Zach an idiot is kind of fun. I mean, I don't enjoy it, but it makes for good content.
I'm here for it. Good content.
Yeah.
Good content all the way. Anyway, what I was saying about the actual episode is we know for a fact that Steve and DJ are going to get married. That's just what we know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, like, when they're telegraphing it so much at the beginning of this episode and just throughout it, like it didn't take much for us to realize that it's not going to happen here.
Again, the second they were like, maybe Steve is going to propose. Yeah, we did think there was going to be another twist where then at the end he does propose.
But then that was proven wrong.
They were talking about it so much. But yeah, the second they were like, Steve is definitely going to propose. That means Steve is definitely not going to propose.
Is it weird that I feel like at this point, if something were to happen like that, where they like really push something and then it actually happens, that would be more surprising to me than if it didn't happen.
I would fully die.
Mark would literally he would fall on the floor, fully deceased.
Yeah.
It's the reason we freaked out when they named her like DJ like Donna Jo Tanner.
Like Tanner, the girl version.
Danielle Tanner.
We were like, she's 100% going to be named DJ, and then they don't name her DJ, they name her Danielle, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then they're like, also, she is named DJ, and I almost had a heart attack.
It's true. We had Mark on Life Alert.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It took a lot to get me back. Anyway, Fernando is team captain because he called it.
Yeah. Which like you gotta respect the calling.
We also have maybe one of the best lines in the entire show where Matt says he's gonna win because he's really good at this because he is an amazing racist.
We lost our fucking shit.
Every once in a while, a line comes up in this show that is so good and so genuinely wonderful that we have to pause the episode and take it all in. This was one of those moments.
What has happened with Matt between last episode when he gets a tranquilizer and then like throws himself into another room trying to chest bump Steve and this line where he says he's an amazing racist? Like, guys, Team Fernando all the time. We stand.
Yes, we stand.
But is Matt slowly or very quickly becoming the best character on the show?
Well, I agree. I'd say so.
We liked Matt.
We always liked Matt.
We liked Matt when he had his bromance with Steve.
But then we started to like him less. we started to like him less because then he became an asshole.
Yes.
But then he also became a much better character and is now doing crazy shit like this.
I think like we also loved him when like at first he was like kind of a boring like, oh, he's the hot doctor that DJ might have to date instead of Steve.
Okay, yeah.
And then and then she chooses nobody and Matt and Steve become best friends and it's wonderful. And then DJ breaks up with Matt and he becomes the worst. And then he starts dating Gia and he becomes the saddest of boys.
Yep. We have the timeline now.
That's the complete. That is the Matt Harmon's character arc.
I just think it's remarkable that in the last 2 episodes, the only 2 episodes we hadn't watched before, Matt has now given us 2 of my favorite moments in the entire show.
Mark, we still have about half the season to go.
No, I know. I meant the only 2 episodes of what we have now watched that we had not seen. I don't mean we had we missed these 2 episodes and saw the rest of the season. Yeah. I'm not an idiot, Zach. I know what I'm saying. I'm not an idiot like some people.
I know. Who are you, Zach?
Anyway, they get the first clue. They all run out the door. The girls immediately run back in because the first clue is in the kitchen. The boys do not because they are all hype and no brains.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thing about this because like they all run out the front door. Steve's like, hey, you guys should read it. It's in the kitchen. And the girls like immediately run to the kitchen and spend time doing that task. And it takes the guys way too long to figure out where to go.
Yeah, so what were they doing?
Yeah, I want to know what they were doing. I'd like to imagine they were like, they just took off and they were like halfway, they were like several blocks away. And then they're like, Matt was like, hey, where are we supposed to be going again? And then they read the card and they're like, oh shit, turn back around and book it.
Yeah, I have 2 theories. One is that they're just running around the block, like pumping their fists, going like, amazing race, amazing race, amazing race. And then like after 5 minutes, they're like, we should read the card, right?
Yeah, right.
Or they did read the card. It said, go to the kitchen, or the first clue's in the kitchen. Fernando is the team captain. He's like, okay, let's go to my kitchen. Yeah, and they went to Fernando's house instead. I'm imagining
like Jimmy reads the card and he's like, go to the kitchen. Well, I mean, that could be any kitchen. So we'll just like keep going to kitchens.
So they keep arguing about what kitchen it is.
Yeah.
Like they don't realize that it should be the place they
So anyways, the girls get there first. Ramona is by like a little clue box in the kitchen.
Yep.
And they have to figure out a team name. And they're like, oh, well, we already kind of have a name because we're the She-Wolf Pack and they do their thing and it's whatever. And then they have to figure out a riddle to know where to go to next, which I forget exactly what it is, but it takes them way too much time to figure it out.
Well, what it is it's because the riddle is like, go to the place where DJ is bossy. And we and Ramona are immediately like, this is where DJ is the boss. This is the vet clinic. But knowing DJ, Kimmy and Steph are like, well, she's pretty bossy, like at home. And Steph is like, or at the park. Like they're tripped up by the fact that DJ is always bossy.
Wait, I'm sorry. Where did the park come from? We've never seen this.
I've never seen the park. Like, they have a dog. Maybe she takes the dog to the park.
There's just something about the local park that makes DJ get really bossy.
She gets really angry when like you're not allowed to throw bread to ducks. That's just against the rules. And then like all these people come and she just has to like stand there and be like, you're not allowed to do this. I'm a notary public. I have a license and you're not allowed to do that. I have a badge. I can show it to you. I made the badge.
Mm-hmm.
I made the badge
myself
with my craft skills.
But yes, they run over to go to the vet clinic because eventually they figure it out. And then
they don't figure it out. Zach, they don't figure it out. Ramona says it's the vet clinic. Ramona shouts it at them.
Yeah. No, they don't. Right, you're right. They don't figure it out. Ramona gets tired of their bullshit and shouts, "It's the vet clinic." And then they leave, and the guys run in immediately after them. Yeah, Ramona's great. So they run out and the guys run in and Ramona's gentlemen, you are the second team to arrive. And they go fucking insane.
Yep. And Ramona has to go of 2.
Like, hold on. That celebration is like if they had just won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Like these guys come in, like we won the Super Bowl. We fucking did it. 2nd place, baby. 2nd place out of 2. Silver medal, motherfucker.
Let's go.
Yep.
It's like
silver medal. 2nd place out of 2. 2 is
for Amazing Race.
Yep. She gives them the same prompt of they need to come up with a team name. They have a real hard time doing it because Fernando wants to be Team Fernando, or alternatively, Fernando.
Yeah.
But Matt wants to be the boys, or the dudes, or the bros, or etc.
Yep.
And this causes an argument, and then Jimmy Gibber is stuck in the middle.
He's okay with all of them.
Jimmy's just like, hey, haven't you guys ever thought about if I wanted to pick a name for the team? And they're like, all right, Jimmy, yeah, we're sorry. What do you want the name to be? And he's like, well, you know what? I'm honestly fine with any of these.
Yep.
Which, like, Jimmy
Honestly,
being our good
relatable.
sweet boy.
Jimmy is relatable. Anyway, they don't even get to the second part of the clue. They're just arguing about this, and Ramona shouts at them, go to the vet clinic.
Yeah.
She just sits with their shit. She just can't.
Ramona is
can't.
not here for this game. She has no patience.
Ramona, there's one brain cell in the entirety of the Fuller house, and Ramona has it.
That's a very accurate description, and that's what makes Ramona so good.
Yeah, like I feel like that's an accurate description of like Ramona has the only brain cell in this house.
Yep.
Yes. She already has a himbo boyfriend. She doesn't have time to deal with 3 himbos and 3 she-himbos.
Yep. Herbo.
Herbos, yeah.
But yes, they
I
go
like
to the
I
vet
like
clinic.
that I like that himbo is a derivative of a,
Actually, we don't go to the vet clinic first because
But it's a herbo.
derivative.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But wait, we don't have to go to the vet clinic because we have our funny little side plot where
right.
Max and J Money are teaching Tommy the important life lessons. No, not smoking crack. That's tomorrow's lesson. Today's lesson is
Tomorrow's lesson.
yeah.
What a lead in. Go ahead, Zach.
I know. I started it off
Zach.
a real high, and it's gonna it's a lot more underwhelming than that. They're teaching him how to blow a bubble from gum.
Yes. And
not
Ramona
smoking
comes in,
crack.
she's like, he's way too young to do that. You can't teach him, you can't give him gum. And J Money says, well, it's not like we're teaching him how to smoke, which is kind of what Zach was making a joke about.
To which I immediately said as a joke, no, Ramona, that's tomorrow's lesson. We're gonna teach him how to smoke tomorrow. We can't get too ahead of ourselves.
I love how they say smoke, and you took that as smoking crack.
Yes.
You listen, look me in the eyes right now and tell me that smoking crack did not make it funnier.
No, that's
The
very
addition of
good.
crack
I
did not
just
make it funnier.
like the idea
Exactly.
that by
Make it
default you
funnier.
think smoking refers to crack.
That smoking crack. Like, what are you doing over in Boston, Zach?
Smoking crack. I thought that was obvious.
Fair. Anyway, Ramona says to Tommy, hey, spit the gum out. And Tommy sure does spit that gum.
Yep.
He does.
He spits it real far into Max's hair.
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's very good. Ramona and J Money are just silent for a second, and Max is like, what? And Ramona's like, nothing. And J Money says, nothing. He's got gum in his hair.
Whoa.
Whoa. And then Max starts freaking out. He says, what? I can't have gum in my hair. It's Mom's birthday. I can't ruin her birthday. I'm her favorite child. And Ramona has the line, which I really like, where she says, you make it really hard to want to help you.
That was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh God,
Ramona has some killer lines in this episode.
But yeah, Max has gum in his hair. What are we gonna do? Meanwhile, at the vet clinic, Janet's
Janet's
our favorite
back.
character, Janet, is back. Who?
Yep.
IMDb trivia time. Let me pull it up again. There was something about Janet.
While you pull that up, I just want to say, I think this time around we put our finger on why we really like Janet.
Sorry. It was in one of the goofs section because Janet, who generally speaks with a Jamaican accent, as we all know, inexplicably is heard speaking with an American accent in her scene.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Okay. Between
It's
her speaking with the American accent instead of a Jamaican accent, which she has always had, and the DJ is only now turning 40 thing, maybe this episode isn't in continuity.
Maybe.
This
Honestly,
episode takes place in a weird
this
alternate
should all
reality.
be considered non-canon.
Get out the corkboard and the red yarn. We're gonna put this mystery together.
God, there was a similar thing that happened in the WWE at one point when I was as a kid watching it that I remember because it was wonderful. Because there was just like a character that was just like, he's Jamaican, but the guy's not Jamaican. He just started speaking in like a not Jamaican accent. Someone was like,
Are you
hey.
talking about Kofi Kingston?
Yes. She pulled a Kofi Kingston. And then there's like one scene where he just stopped doing it and someone was like, hey, I thought you were Jamaican. Like, where's your accent? And he was like, oh,
I left
fuck.
it at home.
Yeah, I left the accent at home.
Anyway, I think this time around we put our finger on why we really like Janet, which is that she's always been sassy, and that's fun, but it's the fact that she's specifically mean to DJ, and I think we like that.
Yes.
That's a very important character trait.
Janet does not get paid enough for this shit.
Yep. Yeah,
which is her one character trait in this episode.
Yeah. DJ is like, you're here, and she's like, yep, I'm not getting paid for it, and DJ's like, you should bring that up with your boss. That sucks. Anyway, what's my clue?
Hold on. In DJ's defense, DJ did not tell her to do this.
That's true. That's true. Also, Matt didn't tell her to do it. So this is on Steve.
Yeah. Steve should be the one who pays her.
Yeah. You know, I thought I loved Steve. Maybe I hate Steve.
How dare he make Janet work without pay?
Yeah.
How dare he?
How dare he make the only character of color work for no pay?
No! Zach!
Maybe Steve's the amazing racist.
Anyway, they need to put a bunch of photos of DJ.
We're losing it. Anyway,
they need to put a bunch of photos of DJ in chronological order.
Yeah.
Kimmy steps up to do it, and Steph says she's really good at this. She did that with my mugshots once, because Steph is a mess.
Steph is a mess.
Also, I love how ridiculously easy this challenge is. Not only does DJ get visibly older from picture to picture, but the styles are so evocative of like that decade that it's impossible to mess up.
Yeah, I mean, because it's from the 80s, the beginning of Full House to now.
Yeah, it's literally like as if we've been like, all right, you got to put these pictures in chronological order. All right, here's a baby picture. Here's a picture of you going into like first grade. Here's a picture of you graduating high school. Here's a picture we took yesterday.
Here's a picture. Here's a baby picture. Here's a picture where you're holding a sign that says I'm 12 years old. Here's a picture. Here's a picture captioned DJ at 25. And here's a picture
with you holding a sign that says I'm 13 years old.
Exactly.
But as a bonus, we do get to see DJ, the character, not Candace Cameron Bure, in the 2000s, where she looked like exactly like a 2000s girl with completely straight hair and mom jeans and shit. Like, yeah, it's funny.
Anyway, the boys arrive.
Sorry. One last IMDb trivia for this, because among them, there's a picture of when Steve surprised DJ and took her to prom, which the girls are like, hey, that means Steve's gonna propose. But Kimmy says the prom picture of Steve and DJ was a surprise, but that photo was from Steve's prom, and that wasn't a surprise, because the surprise was when Steve showed up to take DJ to her prom when her hair was really short and she was wearing a gold dress, not like whatever she was wearing in that picture, you idiot, you dummy.
Yeah, well, it's funny because they say, why else would he put this up here unless he was going to propose? And I was like, well, it's a picture of you from a very specific time that I assume he'd have.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why
considering he is also in the picture.
Yeah. What are you, a couple of Zachs? Stupid.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Zach.
No, it's fine. It's comedy.
It's all in good fun.
It's all in good comedy. Listen, it's funny. It's great. It makes good content. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight, but that was gonna happen regardless.
All right. Team Boys arrives.
Team Boys.
Team Boys. We continue. There's a running joke in this where Jimmy is bad at trash talking because he loves Steph so much.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, you're going down. You wonderful person, the mother of my child. I love you so much, because he's a good, sweet boy.
Good sweet boy.
Good sweet boy. Anyway, the clue is they have to go where your father's brother cuts the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever could that mean?
Oh, maybe it's the sandwich shop that they recently bought that has the word uncle in it.
Yep. They are very.
It takes them forever to figure
Guys,
that out.
we would kill it at this game because we figured out these clues all like right away.
I will say this one's definitely harder than the where DJ's the boss clue.
Yeah, but I didn't even I wasn't even thinking
harder.
about Uncle's brother. I was like, cuts the cheese. That reminds me of sandwiches. There's one location in this show.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean,
around
no, I'm saying it's
sandwiches.
harder, but I'm saying like in terms of difficulty, went from like a 1 out of 10 to like a 2 out of 10.
It's
Still
true.
very
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, true.
It does require a bit more clever thinking because they do get kind of tripped up thinking like, wait, DJ, you don't have an uncle? Like what?
Yeah.
Well,
Danny
what about
doesn't
Uncle
have a
Jesse
brother.
from Full House?
Oh, right, no, wait, never mind. Yeah, you don't. Your father doesn't.
Danny
have
doesn't
your
have a
father
brother.
doesn't have a brother. He just has those two characters who became like brothers to him over the course of hit TV show Full House.
Yeah.
Although, as we learned fairly recently, they never refer to Joey as Uncle Joey, which is very sad
So
to
sad.
me.
Which is like
It's so sad.
it's so sad.
Why would they do
He's
that?
just-
That's such an
he's
obvious character beat.
Joey's just some guy who lived in their basement.
Yeah, and they never let him forget it.
Yeah.
Joey,
He
you are
said
not
that
part of
J-Money
this
said-
family.
To the
Anyway.
extent that J Money says he's not our uncle, he's just a man.
Just a guy. He's just a guy who lives in their basement and has a weird woodchuck puppet that he's oddly sexually attracted to.
Anyway, I'm trying to keep us on track at least a little bit.
Yes.
We go back to Max with the gum in his hair. He's trying to ice it off.
Yeah.
He removes the ice and says like, "Ugh, my brain is frozen." And he looks at J Money and says, "This must be how you feel all the time." Which, like,
I love that. That's great.
love just
pretty great.
giving it some snaps. Love J Money getting roasted, but also J Money has the perfect response where he says, "Yeah, Ramona, you were right. He does make it very hard to want to help him."
I love how, like, even when the plot does not center around J Money, the writers still find a way to roast J Money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like,
Love
they
it
still
so much.
they will always find a
Takes
way
it in
to
stride.
bully J Money.
Yep. They try putting peanut butter in his hair and baking soda, just more and more things, and it doesn't work. More and more things end up getting stuck in his hair. Steve comes in and he says, "What?"
Say what?
Say what? Say
Say what?
what?
Say what?
Everybody, we've mentioned Clone High enough on this show. Everybody go
It's
watch
very
Clone High.
good.
It's very good.
It's very good.
Anyway, back at the sandwich shop, Gia comes out with the next clue. Well, but first, or not, not a clue. They have to build a big sandwich.
Yes.
That's the sentence I wrote. There are specifications.
They
But
gotta
I
use
just
meat
wrote
and
build a
lettuce
big
alone.
sandwich.
Because with Steve's favorite joke, what do you call what's in a honeymoon salad? Lettuce alone. Get it? It's hilarious. It's true comedy. It's funnier
it's
than anything we've
hilarious.
ever said on this podcast.
It's so much funnier than anything I've ever said in my entire life.
Yes.
And also, Steph and Kimmy are like, honeymoon salad, Steve's favorite joke. He's going to propose, obviously.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Hey, sorry, Zach, can you say what to me?
Say what?
Just because you had extended the oh my god.
Say what? I can't make my voice go that high, Mark. I'm sorry. Let alone for an extended period of time. Like, if you want me to do
Anyway.
like a normal what like that,
Anyway,
sure,
yeah,
but not the high pitch.
yeah. I just want to. We did describe this scene, but I did just want to share my 2 notes about it, which are they have to build a big sandwich, and
Yes.
I also wrote down Steve likes a joke about honeymoons and lettuce. I don't know.
But yeah, then they get in, they start building their sandwich, and then the guys come in, and then they gotta start building their sandwich.
Yep. Matt recognizes and really loves Steve's honeymoon salad joke.
Jimmy does that.
Actually,
Matt
Jimmy
loves Gia.
does. Matt loves
No.
yes.
No, Matt
fucking
loves
idiot,
Gia,
you
but then as
fucking
they
Zach.
start, no, as they start building, Matt's like, oh, classic Steve.
No, that's Jimmy.
That's Jimmy.
Jimmy says
Yeah.
that.
Well, fuck you guys.
Yeah, Mark, stop being such a Zach. Am I right, guys?
I thought it was Matt because Matt is Steve's best friend and thus knows Steve the
course.
best.
He does. It would have been a good line for Matt, but they gave it to Jimmy for some reason. I don't know.
I guess I'm just smarter than this show, and you guys should be nicer to me.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, they start building their sandwich. I love that Gia doesn't even bother with the riddle. She just like tells them to make it. Tells them to make the sandwich.
Yep. And then they have to deliver the sandwich to Steve at the house.
Yes, still intact. Which
they make a big deal about how they have to walk it there. Which I guess Uncle Monty's.
We've established Uncle Monty's is a car ride away.
Yeah, it's established that Uncle Monty's is like pretty far away.
Maybe it's like, say it's like how long did they say? Like a 10-minute drive? So maybe it's like a 30-minute walk or something, or an hour walk. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's still a lot, though, to be carrying a giant sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a foot-long sandwich.
Although, let me say, we do see, for the second clue, we see the boys pull up to the vet clinic on a 3-seat bicycle.
Yes, right. Yes, that's the thing they were supposed to do.
They might not have a car with them. Also important to note, the guys pull up to the vet clinic in a 3-seat bicycle.
No, well, okay, they're carrying the bicycle. I feel like this is important. They're not riding the bike. They're carrying it in, and then they walk in, and then I remember I hear like somebody in the back when they came in. I think it was like Jimmy or something. When they're like running in, Jimmy's like, it's almost like the bike rode us, or something like that. I remember hearing that in the background and thinking that was very good.
It was
again,
very
Adam Hagenboo is like, he's like that. He's like, even when the scene is like not focused on Jimmy, he finds a way to steal the show from the background.
Yes, there's one scene where he's not saying anything, but he's just miming all of Fernando's hand emotions.
Yes, it's very good.
It's so good.
And like during that infamous line, we like pause it, and it was on like a pause screen where Matt was like super proud of himself for that epic one-liner he just gave, not realizing the implication. Fernando immediately recognizes the implication and turns to him like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And Jimmy's like at that point where he's like, "Yeah, wait, what?" And it was very good.
Yep, very good. Anyway, back to the house. Janet mentions that they're not paying her again.
Yes.
Yep.
And then Gia is also there, and Gia's like, "I think we're gonna be best friends," which I am here for this friendship.
Because they both hate DJ.
Janet and Gia, I'm here for this friendship.
It's the only thing they have in common, but it's enough for a strong friendship.
Okay, what other character traits does Janet have?
Oh my god.
She may or may not be Jamaican. She's a receptionist. She seems sassy in general. And 4, they're not paying her.
Okay, but you got 4 whole character traits.
Yeah.
Also, more evidence that this episode is not canon. Gia is still very spiteful towards DJ, even though I thought they made up in a previous episode.
I had assumed that they made up but still have like a playfully antagonistic relationship.
I guess spiteful towards
because
DJ,
it's a
and yet
sitcom
still
and that
agrees
happens.
to help Steve with like this big 40th birthday celebration event for DJ.
Yep.
That's true. I guess she wouldn't really do that if she didn't have some affection for her.
It might have also just been like a thing where it's like, I can't believe I have to, take the time out of my Saturday to do this shit.
Is it weird that Steve enlisted Janet? He's like, "Hey, I need your help to plan this big event for your boss's birthday. No, I won't be paying you." You're not like at least like Gia's part of the family. She's the wife of Steve's best friend, DJ's business partner, and Steve's just like, "Hey, I know you don't really know any of us socially."
For Janet, yeah, it is odd.
Yeah. Anyway, the girl's sandwich is 1/8 of an inch too short.
Oh, no.
But Kimmy comes in handy because she has bra bologna, which is
she never leaves home without
horrible.
She always has it. It's true.
That thing is sandwiched between her clothing and her breast in San
all the
Francisco,
time,
where it is always hot. So
you bring up that's a good point.
That's true. Here's the other thing about that though, because her line as she pulls out the bra bologna is, "This is why I always have bra bologna." And I just want to say, like, this is why. This is why, if you're building a 12-foot sandwich or a 12-inch sandwich for some sort of competition and it's 1/8 of an inch too short and you need an extra slice of bologna to, and I also want to point out, place on the top, not place under the bread. Like, it's just a sandwich with a piece of
Well, I
bologna on
assume
top
she
of
does
it.
it just because, you know, she doesn't want to waste time. She's just like, there we go. There's our
I
sandwich.
understand. I just
12
think it's
inches
I think
high.
it's cheating.
It is
Mhm.
cheating, but
I think it's cheating,
the referee lets
and
it
I'm a
slide.
stickler for the rules.
Yeah, Steve lets it slide, and also the guys come back, and their sandwich has been absolutely destroyed
Yes.
because they decided, hey, let's take this shortcut through the marina, and got
Yeah.
attacked by birds.
Yeah.
But at least they're trending on YouTube.
They got attacked by seagulls, and Jimmy says we're trending on YouTube. Look up 3 chumps attacked by birds. Which is it too
Yeah.
late in the podcast to rename ourselves from the Good Time Boys to the Chumps?
Yes.
Ooh.
3 chumps attacked by birds.
3 chumps attacked by birds.
You know, just change
Bird
the
chumps.
entire name of the everything
Yeah.
midway through season 5.
It only really appears in the episode descriptions.
Yeah.
The 3
The
chumps.
Good Time Boys in name alone.
Yep.
Oh no.
We are chumps.
Ah,
Hmm.
we are. And I have been attacked by birds before. So
That is true. I did watch you get attacked by birds
Zach
once.
witnessed me getting
I
attacked
witnessed
by
it.
birds.
Okay, they weren't after you. They were at, well, you know what? I guess they were after the
They-
food there too.
They took a shit on my head, Zach. They were after me. It
Oh,
was
did
very
they? I thought they just
personal.
attacked you for your food.
Yeah.
I've recently told the story about being chased by a peacock.
Oh, that's right. You were
Yes.
attacked.
So
Yes,
I've been
yeah.
attacked by birds too.
Holy
Zach,
crap,
I think
Zach, were
you
ever
gotta
attacked by
anger
birds?
some birds to join the club.
No. Instead, what I shall do is I shall gather up all the birds on the planet and become king of the birds and torture you for the rest of your lives as king of the birds.
But
Wow,
we gotta
that's-
be
that's
3
pretty
chumps
diabolical.
attacked by birds.
No,
Zach,
I
you
must
betrayed
become their
us.
king.
Zach, go into your memories, go into your mind palace. Are you sure you've never been attacked by a bird?
I mean, I don't think I've ever been attacked by a bird. I have been shit on by a bird before, like once.
That counts. That
There you
counts,
go.
Zach.
That counts.
Okay.
That
It wasn't
counts.
on my head. It was on my jacket.
It counts,
Which
Zach.
was- okay.
I don't know why you're so resistant to us inviting you into this club of being a
Okay.
chump
Are
attacked
you
by a
telling me
bird.
you don't want to become king of the birds?
If I
Does
didn't
that
have
not
this
sound like
grudge,
a bitchin' title?
Zach, if I didn't have this grudge against birds, I'd be all for it. But not only has a bird hurt me, a bird has hurt my friend Harrison.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
too.
I witnessed it. The bird did not hurt you.
It pecked my hand, stole my food, and took a shit on my head, Zach.
When you put it that way.
We're
Yeah.
spending so much time on this, and I don't know why Zach won't just go along with birds attacking us. I don't know why he has to gaslight us
Oh, I've been
and say we
attacked
weren't
by
attacked
a
by birds.
bird.
Anyway, Steve says the
Alright.
boys were never going to win anyway. It's DJ's birthday. Of course she was going to win.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, right, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then it's time for the big surprise, but first, Steve has to tie his shoe. You gotta make sure that your shoes are tied.
He gets down
you're ready
on
for
one
it.
knee and is
Yeah.
like, oops, got to tie my shoe first. Otherwise, I can't speak.
And then he brings out the newest boy band, Your Kids on the Block, which is a New Kids on the Block parody featuring all of her children and also some of not her children.
Yeah.
Well, one not her children and one her dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's
Her,
all of the
her
it's
2 children, her
it's,
surrogate child, and her dog.
No,
It's
Tommy
kind
is
of like-
Tommy is her son. Her 3
Oh, right,
children.
Tommy's in it too. I
no,
forgot.
no, he's
Sorry,
such a
yeah.
bad baby. He doesn't count.
That's true.
Tommy
He
just
doesn't
showed up at the house one day.
Yeah. She has 2 sons. He has not earned it yet.
DJ has 2 sons. Meanwhile, Tommy just kind of spawned in one day and was like,
Oh my
"Oh,
God.
guess we got this baby now."
Yep.
Which, like, okay, I didn't bring this up earlier, but I feel like I should have bring this up now because the entire time with like the guys, I was like, I feel like these 3 dressed up would make the best boy band ever with all the enthusiasm and stuff.
You had
then
mentioned
they-
boy bands a lot.
Yes, and then they made a boy band with none of these characters, and it's like, come on, I want to see a boy band that is
Yeah.
Fernando,
But you know,
Matt, Jimmy, and I'll throw Steve in there too.
you know what, Zach? I'm trying to look at it from a glass half full standpoint and think at least we got some boy band in
That's
there.
true.
Yeah.
And this boy band has a dog
It's true.
and a girl.
Yeah.
That's maybe making history. I don't know if there's ever been a boy band with a dog and a girl.
You know? Yeah. Well, wait. Isn't there's no dog in it, but isn't that boy band from American Dad?
Yeah,
doesn't that
That's
also have a
true.
girl?
yeah, the
That's
girl
true.
that's trying to be a guy but is obviously a girl.
It's true.
Yeah.
But they don't have a
But
dog. They
they
should have
don't
brought
have a
in
dog.
Brian from Family Guy to be
I
in
think,
the boy band.
guys, I think YKOTB is going places.
Ooh, YKOTB,
YKOTB, Yakatba.
Yakatba.
So
DJ is underwhelmed but pleasantly surprised. She's it was very cute and lovely. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
One more thing about the performance. They do the big finishing pose at the end, and then it cuts to Cosmo doing the pose at the end. And it's very clearly a puppet dog paw doing the thing.
Yeah.
And it's just that just made me laugh for some reason. It's very funny when it's
we love
it's
a
a thing,
puppet
but it's
dog
obviously not.
Yes.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite. I know Mark.
I had
you've
some
talked
logistics.
to me a lot about how,
I had some questions about the logistics of who was puppeteering it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with stuff like this, Mark, I know you've talked about how anytime a character says they're not gonna die, it's very funny to you.
Yes.
My equivalent to that is when a show tries to do a thing, but it's obviously not real. Like in this case, it's oh yeah, it's a dog doing a pose, but it's obviously not a dog.
It's a puppet. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my major buttons, characters saying either I'm never going to die or I'm going to live forever. It's just so good. I love it. Anyway, it's after the party. Steph and Kimmy go up to DJ and they're like, "Are you disappointed?" She says, "No, it was really sweet and amazing what Steve did. It just wasn't what I was expecting. And it's not your fault for getting my hopes up." And Stephanie says, "That's right. It's not my fault. It's Kimmy's fault."
Because
fuck Kimmy.
Yep. They did eat all the ice cream and Steph drank all the wine. And again, I just want to point out, this must be an hour after the party ended.
Yeah.
That between Steve's announcement and the performance of Yakatba. And now Steph has drank 2 bottles of wine, I think it was. By herself?
She because she couldn't have drank it during the race.
No. Maybe
So
she had it surreptitiously.
Oh, no.
She has a problem and she's hiding it.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's hiding it.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're picking up on it. Yep. I wonder if we know the series ends in DJ and Steve getting married, but what if it also ends in an intervention for Steph?
Oh no. She goes to rehab.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Jimmy takes care of the baby alone, which is
Oh,
a
no.
recipe for disaster. That's a terrible idea.
I
Anyway,
hope that's not real. That would be sad.
They do a she-wolf high kick, and Kimmy pulls something. After an episode of lying about her age, she's like, "I'm so
Looks
young,"
like
and then she pulls
Kimmy
something.
is the old one. Am I right, fellas?
Yep.
Yeah. She needs a walker.
She's at least 40 and maybe more because she's the same age as DJ, and we can't be sure how old DJ is anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Also, screw DJ for being happy about being 40. She should be sad and bitter, like me.
Yeah.
Like you, someone who is not 40.
Who is not 40. Just sad and bitter.
Someone who is very far away from 40.
Anyway, DJ knows that Max had gum in his hair because he was wearing a bandana, which is a very un-Max thing to do.
Yeah.
Max also says that he would be the Donnie Wahlberg of the group if the boy band were real, which begs the question, who would J Money be? I personally believe that he would be the Joey McIntyre of the group.
Oh, 100%.
Our
100%.
favorite member of New Kids on the Block, Joey McIntyre.
Though also have to say, if Max is Donnie Wahlberg, does that make J Money his brother, Mark Wahlberg?
No. Okay. J Money is not cool enough to be Marky Mark.
Well, just imagine J Money saying, "You hear about what happened with those honeybees?" he could be Mark Wahlberg in
J Money Follow. Let's talk to some animals. Say hi to your mother for me.
I don't think he's the fighter. I think he bruises too easily.
Yeah, he's not the fighter.
But I think he could talk to animals, hang out with a transformer, or be a weird school. He could be in that happening.
He could be in that. Yeah.
He could be the guy who like has his childhood teddy bear come to life and they just vibe together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a Marky Mark role.
Mark Wahlberg has had such a long and varied career.
Yeah.
is the lesson today.
Yeah.
He's done a lot and he's done it well.
Indeed.
Anyway, Steve has one more surprise for DJ.
Which we thought was going to be the proposal, but instead he just names a dumb star after her.
Yeah, very sweet and romantic gesture.
Wow.
They have a star named after them. It's called DJ.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, because no matter what happens here on Earth, we'll be there forever in the stars. And it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to imagine like what service lets you like name a star. And it's like, yeah, I bet
you can do that. That's a thing.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure it's like a thing, but I feel like there's a lot of those things where it's like, is it like I'm sure. Is it like officially like kept in the records?
No. That's a thing that people.
I think you like register it. I think with the government. I don't know.
Okay, because I was gonna say like I know there's stuff like that before where it's like a scam. So I wasn't sure if it was like there was stuff like that for naming stars as well. Yeah, like I'm sure it exists as a scam. Yeah. So I'm just like, how much money was Steve just like? Oh, I paid this random guy on the internet $5, and now there's a star named CJ. No, and it's just like
I can't imagine it costs that much to get a star registered in your name or something.
And I mean, with all the money he's not spending on Janet.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, Janet. I can't pay you this week. I'm too busy buying a star.
Because I'm a romantic. I don't care if you have to eat. It's going to be in the sky forever.
But it's also a thing where it's like, if it's so easy to name a star, that power can go to someone's head real fast. Like, how many stars do you think are out there that are just named penis?
I think there...
like penis
I think
1.
there are probably some stupid stars, but also I think like there probably is a fee and stuff to fill out, and I don't know if people are just going to do that all the time as a shitpost.
Yeah. You know what? Out of spite, I will fucking do that now.
Go ahead and do that. I'm just saying I don't think there are as many holes in this venture as you think there are. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I've heard of people doing this.
Yeah.
This
is a real thing that people do.
Maybe I'm just an idiot, which is another running theme of this episode.
Yeah. The themes of this episode, Mark Wahlberg has had a long and varied career, and Zach is an idiot.
Yes, and there's an M in Good Time Boys. I hereby suggest we change our name to the Good Tie Boys and we start wearing ties to all of our recording sessions.
Do we have to wear ties or just have good ties?
We have good ties, but like, what's the point of having a good tie if you're not going to wear it?
One of the big hallmarks of being an idiot in this show is that you're very sad, which is why we should move on to our favorite segment, Sad Boy of the Week.
You did it,
Harrison gets a gold star this episode.
You got a gold star, Harrison. We haven't awarded those in a while.
Heck yeah, gold star.
Who are our nominees?
I feel like we got to nominate Matt. It's got to be Matt as well. For a nominee. Probably Fernando as well.
Fernando.
Do we want to do Ramona because she has to put up with all... Well, I feel like if we do Ramona, it's got to be like Janet as well.
I think
it's got to be one of the...
I think we can
nominate... I don't know if Ramona and Janet are sad enough.
I don't think so. I feel like it's got to be one of the boys.
Wow.
Maybe.
Wow, Zach.
Not in a misogynistic way.
I'm joking. No. I think you're probably right. I do think Janet might have a case. Just in her case is just she's doing so much and she's not getting paid.
No, it does beg the question of why she's doing it. She doesn't have to. No one's making her do it.
Maybe underneath her gruff exterior, she really does love DJ.
She doesn't have a contract.
Yeah. All right. So is it mostly just like Matt and Fernando?
I guess so.
Okay. Mark, you want to run through?
Yep. Matt arrives super pumped for their amazing race.
Yes.
He is an amazing racist.
He is an amazing racist.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
We'd like to point out the character's not actually racist.
No, he's not actually
racist. No.
But he is an amazing...
He's not racist.
He's an amazing racist.
He's not racist. His friend Fernando is Latino.
Though pretty telling that he didn't say he was an amazing racer. I don't know. He was an amazing
Well,
racist.
I mean, Fernando's the racer.
Maybe he's hiding something, or maybe he's in a podcast. Maybe he's in a
Fernando's
sitcom.
the racer.
That's right.
That's true.
Fernando's
He's a
the
famous
amazing
race
racer.
car driver.
That's right. We've established Matt is an amazing racist. Fernando is a subpar racer.
Subpar racer.
He crashes so many times.
Yeah, he is
Fernando
subpar.
has killed.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to think of the other things that Matt really does.
Yeah.
They're all so pumped he wants to be named Boys with a Z.
Yes.
Team Boys. He flirts with Gia when they get to Uncle Monty's.
He comes up with none of the answers for the riddles. That he has to be
Yes.
told everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, he gets back to the house and is like, what would the prize have been if we won? And Steve has to be like, Matt, you were never going to win. It's not your birthday.
Also,
Matt.
they cheer when this happens. He says, "We were never gonna win."
They cheer when that happens.
Yes, that's very important. Again,
They cheer and
love
every
the
time
energy.
anything happens.
I love the energy of this team.
Yeah.
Yep. They cheer when they're number 2 of 2.
Yes. Hey, listen, silver medal.
Yep.
Silver medal's a silver medal.
Yep. Fernando comes in. Fernando immediately declares himself team captain.
And
And Matt's
takes
like,
it.
who made you team captain? And Fernando said, I made me team captain. He also wants to be named Team Fernando in a competition that relies on teamwork. Fernando is killing it.
Yes.
Again, cheers for everything.
Yeah.
And for both of them, they get attacked by seagulls.
Yes, they got attacked by seagulls off camera.
They get attacked by seagulls.
I
Unfortunately, off camera.
guys, it's gotta be Matt this episode. It's gotta be.
I think so. I mean, I
think,
thought
you know
about
what? I
Fernando
agree
and
too.
it's like
Not even
mostly-
on a like beat by beat recount basis, but just the energy he exudes in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, now that so we're agreeing on Matt, but now
Yep.
speaking of the silver medal that Matt won earlier in the episode,
Oh.
he now has a bronze medal on the sad boy leaderboard. He's moving up into that big tie for third place with 6 with a strong showing. I would like to point out Matt has now won 3 of the last 4 sad boy of the weeks.
Holy crap.
So like listen, we said no one was gonna beat J Money unless like something big happened. This is something big.
He's gaining.
This is something big.
Matt is having a last second push to the end, and I'm here for it. He now is tied. I say this now as he still has less than half of what J Money has.
I know, but of the episodes we've seen of this season, he's won 3 out of 7. Like, if he takes it next episode, he'll have won half of what we watched of the season.
And he'll be up in second place. Right now, he is tied for third with Steph, Danny Tanner, and himself. And that's the tie for third.
Love it.
Like, the fact that Matt is now up there with Steph.
Yep.
Like, I did not
love
expect
it.
Matt, of all characters, to be this high
It's
up.
again, it's we talked about it. It's a real screwball, but like it's completely
It's making the sad boy race at the end a lot more exciting than we thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
I'm like,
it's a nail biter.
Yeah.
I'm invested. It's good. Like that's just
It's
the
a
power
race
of
entirely
sadness.
decided by ourselves, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm
the
like
power
on the
of
edge of my
sadness.
seat about it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know it's big, but yeah.
Anyway, I
Good.
believe that's all for this week's episode of the Fullest House podcast. If you've liked what you've listened to, you can follow us on social media. We are at Fullest House Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I hope everybody listening has a wonderful day. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
And until next time, may your houses be fuller. And Harrison, Zach,
Yes.
Yeah.
I have something to tell you. Just
Okay.
let me
go
get
for
down
it.
let me get down on one knee. It's important
Okay.
that I'm on one knee to do this.
Harrison, I think he's gonna propose.
Holy crap.
I love you guys, and
Aww.
I
Oh, we love
can't
you
im-
too.
and I can't imagine doing a podcast with anyone else. So, in that name of love and our time spent together,
Oh my god.
I think it's time now to assemble all of your friends and families together to impersonate the band Green Day.
Oh my god, this is better than a proposal.